from maybe one or two of us, but to really hear each of our individual opinions and how it affected us individually. Because it did suck. I mean, you know, Lou was a huge, huge part of our career, of our life. It's what started everything. And then for that to be kind of not taken away from us, but just to learn about all the lies and all the bullshit and everything that came from someone that we all looked up to was really hard. And I think that's something that no one really knows about it, like the real truth coming from all of us. But I mean, there is a lot of things throughout the whole film that you'll see from each of us that are personal things that you don't know about us. I mean, obviously, being a diehard Backstreet Boy fan, we know that you guys know pretty much everything about us. But you will learn a lot from this film that you don't know, which is what makes it such a great film. So hopefully you enjoy it in its entirety.
Years, but there was, you know, way more than 20 years of life before that. And for each of us, some even more. Well, Kevin, you were 21, you started. Nick was less, so 12 years for him.
Infant.
But what I'm getting at is that I think it helped us understand sometimes the little things.
Sorry, I got sand in my nose from earlier.
It helped us understand the little things, maybe some of the good things and the bad things of why each of our characters are the way we are. If you can kind of understand that, like by saying, like now I understand why AJ sneezes all the time.
My shoulder's wet.
He came from a house that had a lot of mold. So now I get it.
He's actually allergic to Howie's voice.
Apparently. I'm sorry, dude.
It's a hoarse voice, that's for
Listen,
sure.
that's why in blocking, when we're on stage dancing, you'll notice that Howie and AJ are not a whole lot. They're not close by each other. I mean, that's an honest to God lie.
Gotta keep them away from each other.
I have clarity with me.
Sorry, Howie, I'm sorry. It's you, man. We did do the whole slip and slide thing together today, so that's why I started it.
You know, I gotta say something. It was, for me, it was cool to go to Brian's school because we've heard, well, not for him, but because when you hear those, we've heard these stories, you know, for years. You know, we'll talk about them, and then you can only in your own imagination sort of make up what you think actually happened. But then when you go there, you know, so we were able to see those things the same time that you were able to see them, you know, in the movie and live this. So it was really cool to see those things kind of come to life. Like his teacher, his classroom, you know, Kevin's camp, the church, you know, like AJ's school, you know, that was amazing as well. Howie's house, and, you know, just like all these things, we were living it at the same time that you are seeing it. So it's pretty real, so.
From our families, from each other. I mean, as we were making the film, each of us would be like, oh man, I think I have that same video in better quality, or that same audio file in better quality, and we would go find it. And seeing some of that old stuff back with Johnny Wright, and all that stuff, the middle school tours, just seeing all that stuff, it's mind-blowing. And now, like, for me personally, getting to, obviously she's still too young, but like my little girl likes to watch all of our videos, and she knows, she can't say each of our names the best, but she knows, like if I say, where's Howie, she'll point at Howie.
And then she'll sneeze.
Although there was a vintage T-shirt that a fan gave me from our first tour, and I was like, Ava, which one's Daddy? Is this Daddy? Yes. Is this Daddy? Yes. Everybody was Daddy. I was like, Rochelle. You guys have a little talk? This could be the end of Backstreet Boys right now. Tell me right now. No, but to be able to share that with our kids and like show, I'm sure these guys, because they've got, you know, kids that are older, they've been able to show their, you know, boys this is what Daddy, used to do and still does. I know seeing Mason see his dad perform for the first time at Good Morning America, he got really emotional. That whole emotional Richardson thing that happened in July. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
But it was funny because he was like, remember, he was like, do you want to see the show? And then you said from your son's perspective of what he thought, remember?
Oh yeah,
He's like,
well, to wrap up what you said, he was freaked out at Good Morning America. He got freaked out and started crying. But then at the end, he loved it and was taking pictures with the girls. But when we were in rehearsal, he was sitting in the, we were at Irvine in the amphitheater. He was sitting in the audience with Tone, and he was watching our choreography, and he leaned over to Tone, he's like, are they together? Are they doing that together? And Tone was like, no, but they're supposed to. He's like, Mason has an eye. He noticed you guys weren't together. You weren't synced up on your choreography.
Just like Daddy. Just like that. That's crazy, man.
And then when we got out on tour, he watched the show. He watched one show all the way through. And then after that, I'd be like, son, you wanna come watch the show tonight? He's like, nah. I'm gonna sit on the bus.
He's all,
and play video games.
he's like, Dad, I already earned my keep. I'm good.
Yeah, I'm cool.
Once was enough.
Cool.
All right,
But
next
yeah.
question's up at the top.
A hidden vortex.
you go onto YouTube.
Whenever you want to hear them, you just go on
Basically,
YouTube.
yeah.
They're there.
We're actually creating a soundtrack for the movie as well. So there will be some songs we love.
I never saw that
Yeah.
coming. That sounds
We also would love to maybe, even though you guys have probably everything that has been on YouTube and whatnot, but we would hopefully down the road maybe like to do an unreleased album. Obviously, we may go back and tweak a couple things or have things remastered, but there has been so many songs that we've been really fortunate to either get from writers or that we've written that never saw the light of day. So we wanted to, share that with you guys properly, not on YouTube, in a full package deal.
Okay, next
You guys
question.
are awesome, and you just mean so much to me because of her.
Thank you.
You just wanted to share that with us, or you want to know if
What's some of the-
They wanna know
some
what
of
you
us
saw.
have some more stuff to
I was
share with
basically
your-
wondering what close memories you guys have with your family or loved ones.
Gotcha.
Thank you for the translation.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
So yours with your mother was when you first met us, right?
They're figuring it out together. Conferring.
Like some great memories that I have of other family members, like the first University of Kentucky football game that I ever went to. I went with my papa, Brian and my grandfather, and I was like 7 years old. So now, ever since then, I've been hooked. I'm a big Cats fan now. Oh my So yeah, stuff like that. Is that what we were talking about?
No, those.
Yes, yes, Kevin, you're right.
Yeah, that's what you wanted us to
Good
share.
job.
Yes, good job. Good
Yeah,
in.
with our family.
No, I mean,
You win the prize.
for me, my grandmother was my everything. She took me to my first audition when I was 4. I grew up in musical theater, all that stuff, modeling, which was really weird. But I saw my first breasts when I was 5. It was awesome. And everything's downhill from there for me. No, but yeah, she was my biggest inspiration, and I know she's super proud looking down and, you know, knowing that I never gave up. You know, I kept doing what I love to do, because to be honest, I really don't know how to do much else. I mean, I just learned how to do my own laundry about 2 years ago. It's pretty sad. So this is what I love, and it's all because of her. So
I was gonna also say, in this documentary, like I say, we had the chance to go to each of our hometowns, and we got so much footage from that. There were so many things that this actual, the final version that you'll see that's going to come out the end of January, theatrical release in the States, and then in February, everywhere else, Europe and everywhere else. But from that, it was very hard. We had about, I think, like 6 to 8 different takes different edits that we got down to this final version. But just recently, a couple of days ago, we all approved some extra footage, some bonus footage for the DVD, which is gonna be really cool because it's, like I said, there was just so much great stuff that we just couldn't fit all in just, you know, within 2 hours. Or probably would have been like 5 hours. Probably you guys would have been bored as hell. But there's a lot of great stuff. So definitely get the DVD as well.
Yeah, the first edit was 3 hours, and then we got it down to 2 hours. But all the good stuff we had to shave off will be on the DVD.
I was gonna share something really fast. My dad worked at IBM for like 33 and a half years. And every day he would work under like this 2,500-pound ink machine. That's when ink existed. And so every day he'd come back from work and he would get home about, I don't know, about 13 minutes after 5 every day. And I would be coming in from school, I have to do my homework right away. I'd watch DuckTales or something like that. And then every time I'd sit by the door and I'd wait for him, and he'd come in and he'd take his steel-toe boots off, and he'd look down at me and he'd say, "Get your mitt." And so that's my baseball mitt. So he would go out and pass until it got dark, until Mom had dinner ready. So that's like a fond memory that as a child, and now I get to do that with my boy. So.
Good answer. All right, next question.
Really?
It was 22 days.
I'm gonna pass on that.
22 days.
When we got to London, actually, we all got there at separate times. And we all had to pick bedrooms. And that was the fun process. Actually,
Yeah, we were
Brian-
staying in the same house. Go ahead.
Yep. Actually, Brian and I got there first. And I was going to let Kevin have the master room since he just came back. He's the oldest. But Brian snuck in here and got it before him. I was like, hell no.
Not having on my watch.
And I was like, damn, I should
Oh,
have
dang,
taken
where's
it
my
then.
watch at?
we found out from you over breakfast some really good news about your second little boy.
That's right.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're sitting there having breakfast. These guys are having mimosas. Brian's making some kick-ass scrambled eggs and
Breakfast burritos.
breakfast burritos over here. And we had a little group prayer and a little toast, and Howie went up for a second toast, and we all just kind of looked at him. We're like, oh shit, what's it gonna be? Sure enough, like that's awesome to get to experience that together as a group. You know, stuff like that's just awesome.
For me, I feel like, you know, we know each other really well, you know, almost too well sometimes. And I feel like it wasn't necessarily, I mean, I think we learned some new stuff about one another, but it really was all about just having time together, you know, with just the 5 of us. You know, life is moving so fast, you know, people have families now, and, you know, it becomes harder to, you know, so in a lot of ways it was like training camp, you know, you're kind of forced to go into and be together, and that's when, you know, magical things happen. And, you know, this is a bond that has, you know, withstood the test of time for the past 23, 24 years, you know, and it was important. to get us back in there. Especially Kevin he had just come back again, and we needed, in a lot of ways, actually, now that I think about it, we had to get to know Kevin again in a lot of ways, and so we learned that, but really it was kind of like getting on a bike again. But I do want to say something, I don't want to bring the mood down, but I got the shit end of the stick because I was I am the youngest of the group, and I got this loft, okay? I had no air conditioning, but I was very fortunate to be able to spend a lot of time because Q was right downstairs in that loft with me. So we were able to have quality time, which is what I was getting at.
Oh, don't worry. He made up for it. He had 5 maids cleaning up after him in the kitchen every day.
And
learned about
Brian,
each other's
Brian brought you
cleanliness.
tea. Brian brought you tea. So, yep.
We learned about each other's cooking habits, cleanliness habits, all that stuff really quickly within that week there of cooking breakfast in the mornings before going to sessions.
And 20 mornings out of 22, I woke up and Nick and I were spooning, so. Just for some reason, he found his way down. He's like,
he wakes up.
I'm like, oh.
That's a great photo for all of us to have on our. All right, Michelle, next question.
You woke up, you said, "Where's your hand?" He said, "Between 2 pillows."
It's between 2
He
ferns.
said, "Those aren't pillows."
hello.
Oh. Hi.
Hi,
Hola.
my name is Marlou, I'm from Holland.
Hello, Malou.
And I wanted to ask a question. In my daily life, I'm a teacher at elementary school. And I wanted to ask Brian, what's your greatest memory about your time at elementary school?
Elementary school. Wow. Elementary school, I had to go back to 2nd grade, and we were doing, it was like my first play we were ever in. And we went to chorus class, and I used to sing with my parents in church all the time when I was little. And so we go to chorus class, and we're singing this song, and the chorus teachers, she looks down, and she's like, and I'm just like, soprano, me. And she's like, hey, come here. So she calls me up, and it's a long story, but the short end is that we do a play, and I had my first solo with one of my good friends named Chris Kaywood, who is still a really good friend of mine, and he lives in Lexington. And we were paper boys, and we got to walk out across the stage, and it was just this one-time thing, and we were like, extra, extra, read all about it, songs for sale. So it was a really fond memory for me. I had great teachers that influenced my life in many, many, many amazing ways, and you guys are very underpaid and underappreciated. So thank you.
Beach on New York.
Yeah.
Awesome. Is that ink on your shirt?
No.
Oh.
No, that's just.
What is Nick?
What is that?
It's
what is
Barbie.
What is it?
It's a Barbie. And
Barbie. Oh, Barbie with a bubble. It's a Barbie face with a bubble.
I look like a Barbie?
At one point in our career, kind of.
I know I dress up as Dorothy, but that doesn't mean I
You liked it.
my question is, Nick, could you guys tell us like a funny story that we didn't see, or funny moment from the film that we didn't see?
From the movie?
Yeah.
That you're not gonna.
It's really sad that we can't just think of something funny.
Oh, no, actually, is what Howie said, and I don't know if, did we keep it in the film?
It's in the film. Don't say it.
Okay, we
sorry.
can't say it. You just have to watch the film. You have to watch the film.
Then yeah, no, that was funny, but trying to think, was there anything funny, or is it just all sad and depressing? What is it?
In 18 months, you guys did funny things.
No, there was, I wish there was like an outtake gag reel, because, obviously there's a lot of, maybe we'll have to re-release it with that. Yeah, because, you know, obviously, when you're shooting a documentary, you're shooting it real, honest, vulnerable. But sometimes, I know I and these guys will all tell you, you put a camera in front of me, and sometimes it's not really real, as it's like I'm in this imaginary world, and then I just go off and start coming up with voices and accents, and it has absolutely
That's the
nothing
first
to
step
do.
to improvement.
Oh, hell yeah. I'm growing up, buddy. Growing up.
Admitting
Yeah.
it.
Big step you took today.
Hi, I'm AJ,
I'm a weirdo.
and I love attention. Thank you.
Well said.
No, yeah.
Well said.
Hopefully, we can go back and really go through with like a fine-tooth comb and try to find some really awesome gag reel type stuff to show you guys. Because
AJ, tell them something that they don't know.
I honestly can't think of anything.
Okay, well, our last question.
One more.
Wait, do you have something?
One more.
So sorry. Yeah, one more right here.
Just pick one.
Right here in the front.
Hi.
Hello, I'm Cristiane from Rio, Brazil.
Hello.
And I would like to know the biggest dream you had, apart from being a successful boy band, like which was the biggest dream you had in life that you could realize because you became the Backstreet Boys?
Biggest dream.
Yeah, the biggest personal dream, like this. Like my biggest dream in life was like becoming fluent in English, and like this is a really big dream come true because now I can see that all my effort like was worth it because I can understand everything. I hope you can understand me.
Yeah.
Very well, actually.
And I have always
Congratulations.
yeah, and I have always wondered that, like, wow, they were always dreaming of becoming a successful boy band, but which was the other dream? Like, it's the dream, and like, wow, I got it.
Oh, that
Thank
we
you.
got as well.
Yes.
Okay.
What did being Backstreet Boys cause us to fulfill other things in life? Translation. In Portuguese. Sorry, that was my bad English.
Well,
Stump.
I always wanted to get my pilot's license and fly. And I got to fly with the Blue Angels in a F-18 Hornet over San Diego through the desert, and this amazing dude, amazing pilot in there with me. Yeah, I did throw up. I did. No, not twice, just once.
I saw the video. He's got the bag, and they teach you to push your feet down on the ground, right? Don't you flex your legs to try to keep the blood
They teach
from
you
rushing?
to do the hook maneuver, which is you hold your breath in, and
Yeah.
when you're flying at like 400 miles an hour, and then you just go like that. The G-forces
Happens
come
to
down
blood.
on your body, and you have to keep the blood in your brain, so you kind of grunt like, you know, like you're on the potty.
Constipated.
It's funny because I've seen the video, and Kevin's mask is like here, black, and all I'm hearing in my head is. And you see him every so often, he goes. And then he goes like this, he goes. But it's cool. I wouldn't do it, so I'm pretty proud of it.
You can never get me to do it either, for sure.
That was awesome. And the reason I threw up is because I didn't eat before we
Ooh,
flew.
that's even
the
worse.
pilot's like, you should have eaten something. You need something in your stomach.
Yeah, so you can
So
really
I
paint
tried,
the entire casing with vomit.
You need
Sign your
something
name in it.
in your stomach so it can be,
Sign your name in the glass.
That was awesome. It was like being in a Ferrari or a Lamborghini in the sky. It was amazing.
I know for me, growing up, I was a huge David Copperfield fan. Out of all magicians, he was the one that I always wanted to take, see or meet. And fortunately, after becoming a Backstreet Boy and, making some connections along the way. Some friends of mine actually hooked me up for my birthday, and I got to go see him, and I got picked to go on stage. So that was like the coolest thing in the world. And I was probably, 30, 31, and you think I would know it's magic. It's not real. But I'm sitting literally as far as I am from you, watching everything he's doing. He made 13 people disappear right in front of me and end up back there. And I'm like, wow. And he still gets me. That was just awesome. To be able to see that and to experience that was just really cool. I know, I almost threw up as well, but for different reasons.
Anyone else?
I always, before I was a Backstreet Boy, which was much of my life, because I was very young, I used to have, I actually won this video camera in a competition, and it was called the New Original Amateur Hour, and I sang, and I got second place, and so I got a video camera. So I took that video camera home, and I would use it, and I would film home movies, with my little brother, and I would just make him be my actor, and I would just like totally film everything and anything, and I always wanted to basically make movies, and whether or not it was act or write or direct or whatever, I always wanted to do that. And because, of the Backstreet Boys, we have an amazing fan base, which we love you guys, and you support everything that we do. So now I actually can make my first movie, which I'm going to shoot in like January, so I'm excited about it. And it's all, I wrote it, I co-wrote it and everything, so it's awesome. I'm excited.
Brian, have
Howie. All right, I shared in the video that I wanted to grow up and play basketball for the University of Kentucky, and this is very pop star-ish, so I don't want this to come across the wrong way. But as a little boy, I grew up wanting to play on that floor. I found out that floor was going up for auction, and so I bought it. Okay? So I put it in my house, in my studio, and I get to play on that floor.
That's so awesome.
Like I said, I don't want it to come across the wrong way. I'm very thankful and fortunate.
Dude, that's just awesome.
So,
don't worry about it. It's awesome.
And I make people disappear on it. It's called Smoke and Mirrors.
Howie?
That's Big Willie, Brian. Shit, I was just glad to get central heat and air in my house.
Hey!
That's it.
As a kid growing up, I sweat my balls off.
You did that. You did that for your parents. You did that for his mom and dad. That was
I did. That's the first thing I did. I said, Mom and Dad, we're not sweating no more in Florida. We're moving on up.
Well, we love you guys. Thank you for coming here and seeing the documentary. We'll see you.
So, you guys saw the Redux show last night, right? This group? Did you like the set list changes? Excellent.
Yeah, we had fun. I've heard lots of really positive things from all you guys about the show. So
it was fun.
Thank you.
You guys went nuts when
Oh, DJ?
I could see you stepping
We'll see you guys for ABC tonight.
11:30.
You're in for a treat.
See y'all later.
11:30, Wild and Free, ABC. Wild and Free,